For better or worse, last video of this type for the year, man. This is the chip. To the winner go the spoils, and man, everything's on the line. Eagles, Chiefs, who's coming out on top? I, give some reasons and give some reasoning why I think the Eagles are going to win, but it's anybody's ball game. Really, who plays to their strengths, who's able to be the most persistent, consistent, and just is able to surprise their opponent the most or take advantage of the momentum and seize the day. We shall see. But man, I'm excited about this one. New location, different location. Don't matter. It's Super Bowl week. I don't give a where I do this at. We're gonna get into it. So let's get started. What's up? It's your boy Cintron. Come back at you with another analysis video to kid you not. That's my real name. Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl preview, man. We're finally here on the precipice. Less than 48 hours to go to this game. 5 things to watch when the Eagles have the ball. So we're gonna do 2 sides, and then we're gonna do the usual, looking from the opponent's point of view. So let's get into it. That boy right there, he might just be a monster again on Super Bowl Sunday. But first up here, no, we're not gonna get to that. Sorry, I lied. We're gonna get to the Chiefs side because I like to do the opponent first. Pause. And the Chiefs have the ball. So can the Eagles at least slow down Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and the Chiefs offense? Spoiler alert, I think they might have a good chance to do it with this #1 defense. And look, I know Patrick Mahomes has a great record versus #1 defenses. I think he's undefeated, maybe 3-0 or something like that. So in the playoffs, but this defense, man, just the way they've been playing this year and their strong points, the superstars that have been born and have been made. I mean, we're so strong up the middle, diametrically opposed to what we were last year, just crumbling, especially in the middle. So, anyways, let's get into it. The points. #1, Vic Fangio's defense versus Patrick Mahomes' dink and dunk offense. So it's famously known that Vic Fangio has gone 0-8 versus Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, both when he was in Denver as well as being a D coordinator in Miami. So, I mean, what to make of that? Not a lot, because those are different units with different players, and I think this is the best assemblance of talent he's had since he's been, coaching a team, whether on defense or being the head coach. So you can't compare, the two, and they're just firing on all cylinders. I think this is the best as well that a unit's gotten a grasp of his, defense and his, his peppering and seasoning. I mean, chef's kiss, the way they've been cooking up offenses this year, all year long. You give them their props. They were up and down, go 2-2 to begin the year, but man, when they settled in, they locked the fuck in. So, all right, it's 6 o'clock. Anyways, and we're back to our regular scheduled programming because the announcement is over. Anyways, the dink and dunk offense versus our defense. We haven't given up many big plays, 20-plus yard plays, explosive plays as they call them, through the air or on the ground. Matter of fact, as well. But we're talking about the air raid here. So 35 plays of 20-plus yards, the fewest in the NFL, and the Chiefs aren't able to make big plays, going through the air. And you look at the numbers, see who has the most 20-yard receptions. It's Travis Kelce. Behind him, a backup tight end, and Noah Gray. And then Xavier Worthy is fourth on the list with 4. So they don't use him in that capacity, even though he has the game-breaking speed. He ran, 4.21? 4.24, I believe, coming out of Texas. But, he isn't able to make the most of that speed because they don't construct the offense, to attack like that. So I think, we have a good chance, to hold them down because, over the middle we've been good. We pass off zone so well. Our communication, night and day compared to this year, since Cooper DeJean came on the field in the slot. And, that boy, he's gyrating to all hell, making sure we're in good position and we know where each other are and, where we're passing off and such. But yeah, these things are, things to note. They convert at the 3rd best rate in the NFL with 48.2% conversion rate. They run 6.3 plays per drive, the most in the NFL. Their drives last 3 minutes and 7 seconds, the highest in the NFL, and they only committed 14 turnovers. So, immovable object meet inertia, or whatever they call it. I forget how they say it. Unstoppable force. So, we've been had, 20 plus turnovers since I think maybe 8 or 9 weeks ago, which is incredible. 4 turnovers, back to back to back weeks, wild card, divisional and NFC championship game. So it's been pretty incredible. But how will they be able to do so against this offense? Bam, punch that ball out, hard charging Pacheco, take advantage of that shit. Anyways, number 2, Travis Kelce versus the Eagles, middle of the field. So how do we stop this guy? He has just an innate feel in running routes, where to cut, how to, deke out guys. I mean, he runs circles around guys. He's playing sandlot football out there. And the last time he met Oren Burks in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl last year, he did him in. And it wasn't all on him, with those numbers, but 9 for 9 for 67 yards and a TD. That's pretty bad. But Oren has, I think, played much better, and I think he has better talent around him in with his unit. So I think he'll be able to hold down the fort, as well as Cooper DeJean and Zach Bond. Whoever we throw at Kelce, we got to make sure we most likely bracket this guy and take him away, because he's just so crafty, even in his elder years at tight end. Number 3, the Chiefs rushing attack versus the Eagles run defense. So you look at both these guys' numbers. Kareem Hunt, 3.6 yards per carry, and then Isaiah Pacheco with 3.7. He's coming off an injury, so there's that, but he's getting better, possibly, but still, he was the one guy that was chewing us out last time in the Super Bowl, and hopefully that doesn't reoccur here. But putting a hat on a hat, hit the guy in the hole, making sure they feel it. C.J. Gardner-Johnson coming up from his safety position, those guys making sure that they, don't let what happened on that 31-yard, Josh Jacobs run, where we just, had poor tackling, and Oren Burks took out Zach Bond for making a tackle, tackle his own teammate. So making sure that we have, maintain our gaps, and wherever we're supposed to be, we are, and have good, solid, fundamental tackling. But I think we should be able to contain these guys' run game. And if we make them one-dimensional, that puts a lot of pressure. Well, more pressure. Maybe he's used to more pressure, but on not Saquon Barkley, on Wonder Boy Patty Mahomes' shoulders. So that is not the best look for that offense, because we're not going to be falling for the play actions and such. If we really are able to do that and able to just drop in underneath in the zone, stuff like that, I really like our chances. All right, number 4, we're about the Eagles go feasting. At face value, this line is not it's not that bad. You have guys like Pro Bowler Trey Smith, All-Pro Creed Humphrey, Joe Tooney, who's a former Pro Bowler coming over from New England to the Chiefs. But they have some weak links. Caliendo at left guard, and then Jawan Taylor at right tackle. He's given up like 8 or 9 penalties, so pretty crazy. You can take advantage of him. And then Caliendo, you might want to put Jalen Carter over there and just let him just run roughshod. And then Creed Humphrey might have to help him out, and that compromises them in the middle here. And Jordan Davis is no slouch, and other guys, and like Milton Williams coming in the game, and then even Thomas Booker, he's been solid when he's in there. And who else is getting us some nice snaps there? I forget that D tackle, Moro Ojomo. So, and then Joe Tooney, he's been solid, but he's 6'2", stubby, short arms. You look at him here. He gave up 2 sacks to Will Anderson in the divisional round, I believe. And yeah, man, he's not invincible. He's not just the salve for that side over there. He can be had, and I think Josh Sweat can get to him. And definitely if we swap out with him and Nolan Smith, could give him some trouble. All right, number 5, this guy's been on a heater, I heard, Nico Remigio. Hopefully our special teams unit comes up, shows up. I'm a little concerned that Cooper DeJean's back there. I just not worried about his return ability, but him taking a hit and us losing a crucial guy like him in this game would be a huge deciding factor. All right, anyways, let's get to the other side. 5 things to watch when the Eagles have the ball. So number 1, Saquon Barkley versus the Chiefs run defense. On the surface, they look very good. I think one of the top DVOAs against the run. But in the playoffs, they allowed 149 yards. So not looking good. James Cook, go to Top Bill and check him out. He just released a video saying this could doom the Chiefs, and they haven't been able to get off, second level blocks. I mean blocks, initial blocks, and at the second level, letting guys get to them, and it's pretty much game over. There's one run where James Cook he gets to the outside and buries the guy that's on the corner. I think number 13, and he gets past him and he runs into Cook, but that's Saquon. That might just be to the fucking house. You know what I'm saying? Make a house call real quick. Doc, come get him. But I think we definitely can do a lot. And then get to the second level. Nick Bolton, get a body on him. He's done. Trent McDuffie, they like to blitz their corners. Let them blitz and run right into our. Let's run right into it. Have it blocked. Our guys pulling. They don't do so well. So even Chris Jones, I saw in the film, like he's struggling to get off blocks. And he's on a one-man show. So hopefully, if we play with a lead and we're able to tire them out, just keep running at them, I really like our chances. I think we make a strong push to win this game, and then to stay ahead of them, and obviously keep Patty Mahomes on the sidelines and off the field. But yeah, they win against these guys, and not so strong, the opponents, and their run game. So a little misleading, that DVOA they had. But I know you can only play who you play, but still at the same time, you got to look at the level of opponents. When people, were lambasting us, so you only played these guys and went to the Super Bowl in 2022. Didn't matter. Defense. If the defense, held up, made just one stop, we might have won that game. So, all right, number 2, Chris Jones versus offensive lineman of choice. He likes to move around the line. You can see at his traditional D tackle spot, 315 snaps, but lining up over the O tackle, 302, and then lining outside the offensive tackle, 151. And I do trust Lane against anybody, but that's not to say that Chris can't win some of those, because he's just that damn good. Such a long guy. I came to fear him more than Aaron Donald, a long time ago, because he's just a different beast, a different specimen. He just has that savvy, smooth, and he's just so technical with it. So he moves all across the line. That creates a problem. So he's going to be searching for a weak link, and I think him against Mekhi Becton is definitely a liability, because he's big, but when he uses those finesse moves against a guy like that and is able to just swim past him, bury him, could spell trouble. So might need to double team him definitely if he lines over Becton. But Cam too is not that big of a guy. He can overwhelm him. So he's obviously a force that we have to keep an eye out on. All right, number 3, A.J. Brown versus Trent McDuffie. So on the outside, you look at this guy. He's only 5'10", $193, ran a 4.44, which is in the wheelhouse of A.J. But he's just so damn tough. Inside-outside versatility. The first time we faced him in a Super Bowl, he was in the slot, mostly. But he has the inside-outside versatility. Repeating myself, but he's trusted. He's their top guy with L'Jarius Sneed going to the Titans, and he can do it all. He locked out Deebo Samuel in the Super Bowl, held him to I think a handful of catches, if that. But he's pretty much just blanketed him. Now I will say this: that guy is not 11, so it's going to be a dogfight. But I'd like AJ to use his size just to outmuscle him when he can and when he has to. So his technique is pretty solid. Like I said, that he's not the supreme athlete that some of these guys are, but he doesn't need to be. He's one of the top 5 corners, if not top 3 in the league right now. So it's going to be a tough day, and he can go in the slot. So Smitty goes there too. I don't like that matchup, to be honest with you, because he has a size advantage, faster than Smitty, and yeah, he's just so technical. All right, number 4, Dallas Goedert versus the Chiefs safeties and linebackers. They have struggled against tight ends this year, so that's a weak point, and we can exploit that. So Dallas Goedert's a supreme athlete. Remember what he did to the Packers, and he's just such an athlete at tight end. He's a wide receiver in a tight end's body. So I hope we look to him just like we did in the Super Bowl 2 years ago to light things up and to lead us. So yeah, 106 receptions, 1,191 yards to tight ends. Yeah, money. And then Jake Elliott versus himself. Yeah, we'll see. He's kind of a wild card. We don't know because he's been inconsistent this year, and that's something that we could never say previously before. He was a Super Bowl winning rookie. So hey, I don't know where his head is at, but I do trust him. Push comes to shove, and I think, when in a game of this magnitude, I don't know if it was injury or just him getting in his head, I think he can make some big kicks for us. All right, our last part that we always do, looking at things from the opposite view. So Eagles Chiefs game preview, 5 questions and answers with the Super Bowl enemy. So looking at things dastardly so from the enemy's point of view. All right, number 1, the addition of Saquon Barkley and Vic Fangio stick out as 2 of the biggest changes with the Eagles since Super Bowl 57. What are some of the most significant differences for the Chiefs in this match? Xavier Worthy, the speed element. I want to see him and Q go one-on-one and see who wins. That's just the dog in me. But DeAndre Hopkins, yeah, he has solid hands, but, he's not the receiver he once was. Travis Kelce, he's just, the main target, the main guy you got to stop. But still, he had only like 83 receptions for like 800 yards or something like that. But it was pretty low. So, he's still dangerous though. But yeah, and they're rookies. They're the guys that were rookies. George Karlaftis, who's, solid pass rusher. Trent McDuffie, who's, like I said, a very good corner. And Nick Bolton, who's a first-year starter, second-year pro. They've all added experience, and he's kind of an X factor for them on the second level. What is the best matchup in the Chiefs' favor in this game? I would definitely say the coaching, because Spags on defense, what the knowledge he has, and he has the rings, the jewelry, pedigree to show for it. And then Andy Reid, just what he cooks up. See how he cooked us last year. He was a chef out there. Not last year, sorry, 2 years ago in the Super Bowl. That simple but conflicting snafu on Banjo. We had no answer for it. They scored 2 touchdowns off the same play, just reversed the play, the side of the field. It was a shame. Number 3, what's one thing that really worries you about the Chiefs heading into this game? Definitely, I would say their O-line. Caliendo, he's going to be able to hold up because they're going to have a quick passing game and try to get the ball out of his hands. But once the game settles in, is Jalen Carter going to be able to get there? Are other guys going to be able to get there? Because they are, and this field is actually fair, not slip and slide like, the record company, then, man, I'm not saying we would do to the Chiefs what the Bucks did, but, man, I think it could definitely get ugly for them if you're able to get up ahead and then, just pin our ears back and hunt. Yeah, because our motto is let's hunt. All right, number 4, who's the Chiefs' most underrated contributor to watch out for? Backup tight end. Interesting, but I would say I want to watch for the backup linebacker Leo Chanel. See how he applies himself in this game, as well as the other linebacker. I forget his name inside, but how's he able to hold up in coverage, because they're gonna have a tough cover, and we like to throw a lot of things at you, and like I said, I think it's gonna be the final form of this offense. And we're gonna show things that we never showed this year outside of maybe training camp, and we didn't see that as fans. So I think Kellen Moore is gonna dive deep into the bag to provide some answers for Jalen Hurts against this, the blitz that we know is coming, and the unique platforms and levels that Spags likes to bring pressure from. So, man, that's it. That's all we got, man. I'm freezing my ass off here, but get the fuck up out of here, get to this party downstairs. But, hey, I know that you're not even watching, though, but it's all good because I love talking about the freaking stinking Philadelphia Eagles, and I love making these videos. So we're trying to do this officially and get the fuck up out of here and, man, get to this game. I think it's tomorrow for you. Actually, 2 days for me because I'm recording this now. But anyways, man, as always, it's fly, Eagles, fly. You see that green back there? Yeah, baby. Let's motherfucking go. Like, comment, share, subscribe Thanks for watching. Check me out at Cintron, Cintron Anime, Cintron Life, or Cintron Laughs, or other social media.